Hello, my name's Darren Fletcher. I'm an infection prevention nurse with the Bradford Public Health Department, and I'm just here to give you a quick video on moving forward in day services and being COVID-19 secure. Now, one of the things I always used to look at, particularly when I was a nurse, was remembering things was always a bit of a difficulty for me. So I used to kind of think of words to remember what I needed to do. So on the nursing process, I used to think of the word API, which was A stood for assessment, P plan, I implement, and E evaluate. And for this little kind of 5-minute presentation, I've come up with a word, well, not really come up with a word, it's a word in existence for yourselves that could help you just remember the things to put into place in a day services that will hopefully ensure that you'll be maintained as COVID-19 secure and prevent the spread of COVID-19. And that's the word hope, which is quite a favourable word really, because we're all hoping to be out of this mess soon. So the word hope, if you break it down, so the H initially stands for hand hygiene. Now, for any infection control, hand hygiene is extremely important. It's one of the main and most effective measures we have at preventing the spread of infections, because our little hands love spreading everything. We pick up everything throughout the day and it goes wherever we go. So hand hygiene, so maintaining that your staff have a very good level of hand hygiene awareness. They know how to wash their hands appropriately, so more than 20 seconds. If they really want to show off and be great, use a 6-stage hand wash technique, which we all love now and care. Like I say, hand hygiene, very, very important. So, have the alcohol gels available around the day services, the nozzle dispensing soap dispensers, they're really useful, and disposable hand towels and waste bins with a lid and a foot operated system to it if possible, if not an open top bin. So hand hygiene overall, it's very, very, very important. The O, that stands for one-way system. Now you may have seen in many of the supermarkets around during the pandemic, they've had one-way systems. This can be very useful at helping the supermarkets or any public place, such as yourselves, maintain the social distancing, because it gives like a bit of a freer flow around the building, so people won't become a human roadblock, as it were. So if you can try and get a one-way system in the building, so it helps that flow of people. Now, some buildings may be able to do that and some might not be able to do that. So if you can't, try and organise a system around the building that's going to kind of help social distancing. That's going to mean that people can maintain a 2-metre distance, or they're not going to be stopping in a corridor too often, creating a bit of a human roadblock. So try and get a one-way system or an organised system around the building. So P stands for personal protective equipment, and we've all become very kind of aware of personal protective equipment over the last year, in particular face masks. It can be a very, very useful tool in preventing the spread of COVID, just as much as hand hygiene in many respects. But you need to know how to use personal protective equipment properly. So your staff need to be aware of when to use personal protective equipment and when not to, because sometimes it can be a hindrance more than a help. So make sure that your staff have a good stock of PPE to don appropriately, and always make sure that PPE is readily available, that it's good personal protective equipment, that it's above board and it has a good certificate attached to it, so it's not kind of dropped off the back of a lorry. So personal protective equipment is very, very important. The use of face masks in particular, so know how to wear them, know how to use them, and know how to doff them or take them off appropriately. Now the last, obviously, letter is E. Now this stands for environment. Now the environment can be very important, in particular keeping a clean environment, because things like COVID-19 and other bacteria, we can't forget about bacteria as well, love to thrive in the environment that's not being cleaned appropriately or regularly as it should be. So always try and maintain a high standard of cleanliness within the building. One of the things you can do is dramatically drop down the amount of things in the environment, so declutter the environment. It means that you can clean more effectively, clean quickly, and keep the levels of any particular particle like COVID down to a minimum. So always keep a nice, clean and tidy environment. It's very, very important. So whenever you're thinking about moving forward with regards to COVID-19 and having a COVID-19 safe environment, always think of the word hope. Hand hygiene, one-way system, personal protective equipment and environment. Thanks for listening. And any further queries you need, you can always contact us here at Public Health, the infection control team. Thank you.